Hey guys, what's going on? It's your old pal CHH. Today we're capping things off with the 4K UHD of Halloween Resurrection. And excuse me if I'm not as enthusiastic with this one about H2O. It should be for obvious reasons. Although I think this movie is silly, dumb fun. It's more fun to watch with friends, which I did not watch with friends. I watched it alone. And this episode is not going to be a bashing of this movie. You're here to learn about the picture quality and the special features, and that's what I'm going to focus on. So right off the bat, I will gladly say that this is certainly the best Halloween Resurrection has ever and will ever look. I would give the picture quality on this one a solid 9 or a 9.5 out of 10. It was, quite frankly, stellar. The only reason I'm probably not going to give this one a perfect 10 is because once the movie starts rolling, you get a lot of that, for lack of a better term, dash cam style footage or those little hidden cameras, and you just can't do much with that. That is what it was. That was cheap cameras that they used for internet purposes, and that's the kind of footage that it was. So because of that, I didn't feel comfortable giving this one a perfect 10, and quite frankly, I think that H2O is shot better than this one, and you see that resolve in the picture quality. I'll give this one a solid 9. Still looks fantastic. The daytime scenes, the classroom scene where Rick Rosenthal's the teacher, all that looks as good as it possibly could. I mean, they certainly did the best job that they could on this 4K scan, and I'm happy about that. The audio quality as well. The one thing I will say about Resurrection that I'm going to give it the bump is the score for this one I think is a little bit better than some of the other ones. So the music and the score rocked on the audio soundtrack. It was great. I should have mentioned before that I've tested both the 5.1 and the 2.0 audio, and they're both really good. It's kind of just personal preference which one you like. The 2.0 kind of boosts the talking volume up a little bit on this one, but it's not needed because the audio levels are done really, really well on this one, so the 5.1 should do you just fine. But I'm going to say that the picture quality for me is a solid 9 out of 10. Looks as good as it possibly can. The audio, I will give a perfect 10. Audio was fantastic. Couldn't be happier with the audio about this. But let's talk about the special features. So at the top, we'll see we've got an interview with production designer Troy Hansen. We have an interview with stunt coordinator and longtime Jamie Lee Curtis stunt double Donna Keegan. We've got Hellraiser, interview with special makeup effects coordinator Gary J. Tunnicliffe. We've got The Youngest Shape, which was not on the back of the box, an interview with actor Gary Clayton. We've got Butcher and the Blade, an interview with actor Sean Patrick Thomas. We got Tales from the Script, an interview with comic book author Steph Hutchinson. And then we've got a bunch of stuff that's been on previous old releases. Alright guys, so now that we took a look at it, I gotta be honest, and I'm not necessarily blaming Scream Factory for this, but these special features left a little to be desired. They didn't really add too much. For instance, you know, the Troy Hansen production designer interview, that was good. I'll give a thumbs up on that one, but it's not something you're ever going to want to watch more than once. The Gary Tunnicliffe interview was good, but the thing is, I think Scream Factory wants to present this film in a positive light, and I can understand that, but the truth is, the interview that I did on the podcast on my channel a couple videos ago, I got way juicier stories. I got the story about Gary recalling Jamie Lee Curtis telling Bob Weinstein to F off, and Gary also talked about on my podcast about Rick Rosenthal making pins calling, like, Order of the Cluster F, because this movie was a train off the tracks once Busta got involved. I got a lot better details about this movie from just talking to Gary myself, but I think Scream just wants to present the film in a positive light, and I get it, I guess. The Donna Keegan one was fine, but again, it's just nothing you're ever going to want to watch again. She talks about meeting Jamie Lee Curtis, them looking very much alike, and just working together from Mother's Boys on. That's cool. And I don't think it's listed on the back of here, but they have Donna Keegan's son, I believe, and the guy is terrified to talk. Terrible interview. He doesn't want to say anything. One-word answers. Garbage, but again, not Scream Factory's fault. Dude, just open up a little bit, please. And the Sean Patrick Harris and Gary Clayton ones are pretty good as well. It's just, you don't really get into the nitty-gritty of this film. Everything is trying to be presented in a positive, fun light, and it just leaves a lot to be desired. Again, I'm not going to blame Scream Factory as much, but they're not digging, and I can tell you for a fact, Gary Tunnicliffe has zero problem talking about the behind-the-scenes drama. And the closest thing that they got to talking about that is the mask issues with Resurrection, where the mask was too small for Brad's head, and Gary was telling Mustafa, dude, I didn't make it. Why are you telling me to fix it? That's not my problem, blah, blah, blah. But other than that, there was a lot of great stuff they could have gone into that they just didn't. But again, I think they're just trying to portray this movie in a positive light. So I gotta be honest, the special features don't add much to this release. You'll watch them one time, and it's just not something you're going to want to revisit if I'm just being honest. There it is. This is the Halloween Resurrection 4K. If you're a fan of this film, you will never watch your old releases again. Of course, the Blu-ray does get that bump. I tested it out, just finished it, and the 4K looks as good as it probably ever will. So as promised, we're going to rank the picture quality on these, and I'm going to tell you right now, this is how it's going to be. Number 1, without question, is H2O. Perfect 10. Number 2, theatrical cut. The ending completely shines on this, and I couldn't be happier. Number 3, producer's cut. And number 4, Halloween Resurrection. But don't look at it as that's bad. They're all 9s and aboves. They all look fantastic. Scream Factory killed the picture quality 4K scans on this. Whoever they got to do these, they did a great job. So if you're a fan of this, guys, and you're wanting to complete your set, either wait for the price drop to come down. I can understand these are hefty, but just getting both cuts of this on 4K, guys, truly worth the price of admission, if you ask me. So I couldn't be happier with it. So there it is, guys, the Halloween Resurrection 4K review, and that concludes our 1995 through 2002 collection. Kind of bittersweet, and I cut my hand. That's why it's red down there. So there it is, guys. We're done. There it is. Now I'm going to go back and rewatch the theatrical cut of Halloween 6 because it looks so good. Thank you guys for watching this. Let me know if you're picking this up. Let me know if this is arriving today. Enjoy your sets. Be excited. Be excited. If you bought it, be excited. Enjoy them. Halloween 6, Halloween H2O, and Resurrection. Knock them out. Have fun. We'll see you guys soon. Thank you to all my supporters on Patreon. To get behind-the-scenes photos, videos, and music, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month.